Welcome back to our channel, where a little bit of anything can happen. Today, several different days. By the time I get this project finished, it was several days. Take you on a little adventure of a project, something I was making for our Etsy shop. Hope you enjoy, and here it goes. Well, I have a bit of a project I'm going to start working on for our Etsy shop, Ears by Jenna. Haven't had anything on there for a while. The last thing I used to have on there was the ear rack. The ear racks were on there. So I had a couple ideas to put on there as well. And I'll show you a little bit what I started working on. Don't mind my messy bench and everything back there. It's messy organized. I know where everything's at, surprisingly enough. Usually they say you spend the most time on a project looking for the tool you need. And according to my bench, you would think that may be it. And yes, sometimes it is it. Sometimes it is. But let me show you what I'm working on. So I've had these stack of Mickey ears, and actually these were from cutouts that I would use to build the ear racks. And these are a smaller version. Never had used these for anything. They were just had room on the 4x8 sheets that they had a little smaller versions. But now that I've got a couple stack of these, obviously not a ton, so it'll be first come, first serve, and that'll probably be about it, unless I can get somebody else to route me some more Mickey ears. What I'm going to do first is sand all these down and get them all prepped for what I'm going to do with them. Well, I got these all sanded down, nice and smooth. Feel great. Got a stack of them here. Went and got my paint. Got the Old Glory blue, the official color of the blue part of the flag. Got some white here. And got my table set up. It's inside because it'll dry much faster. And it'll work pretty good. So I'm going to paint them white first. I'll accept this corner because it'll be blue. Paint them white first, then I'll tape them off, paint it red. I'll tape this off, paint that blue. And then I got stencils for the ears as well that I'll paint it with the white. Then the project after that is making more of those. I got the merch, the tools, the products, the pieces, all the things to make more of those as well. But first is this. I'm gonna try to get these out and on the shop before July 4th, which they're all good year round. Well, I got the first 2 layers on for the white. So the white is done, and I just dried out my roller on the left ear a little bit, because I figure, well, if I put a little bit of white there, it'll help the color blue pop a little bit. So that's what I did. I just added a little white there, and then also it'll help the blue not soak in as quick and look much better. Let it dry, which has been drying pretty quick. Got the fan on, and it'll be time to put on the blue. So as you can see, I'm starting to get these stars on the Mickey ears with the stencils. But what takes a little bit of time is when I put the stencil on there, paint it, I wait for the stencil to dry before I put it on another one. Because if I just continually do so, I think there's gonna be too much paint on the stencil and it can start running down through the edges and stuff and then get on the next ear. So as I'm going in between letting it dry, paint 1 or 2, let it dry, coming in, and then getting ready to paint the red stripes. And so that's what I'm doing now. Well, I've got them all taped, mostly, a couple that still drying. The stars are painted, and now to start putting on the red. And always with this tape, I really pushed it down hard, but I don't want to go heavy on the first coat or the second coat because I don't want it bleeding underneath the tape. So it's always an issue. So I'll go easy. And it's Old Glory red is the color red. It's the official color of the American flag. Not exactly sure yet what I'm gonna do on the edges here. I may go with a paintbrush and outline it all with red. I had seen that in a couple places, something similar to that, and I like that look, so that might be what I do. Or I'll leave this one just all white and do one with all red and see what it looks like. Well, there's the first coat of the first one. While I'm doing this, Jenna's cleaning the house, so I'm very thankful. Oh, here comes little Chloe. You want to help? No, out of here. And then once I get this done as well, then I go out and mow the yard. All right, the red paint done. They all have 2 coats on them. Here's the big reveal, moment of truth. It hasn't been, some of the red has bled through, but with white paint underneath it, it's almost impossible not to have a little bit go through. But this looks pretty cool. This looks pretty cool. Let me get the last piece of tape off. Here goes. What do you think, sweetie?
I love it. I love it.
See, you can tell there's a little bit of paint bleed through, but at distance you can't tell. And it's gonna be the best I can do.
It's great. You did great.
That's awesome.
I love it. Good job.
And this one's ours. The first one is ours.
Yay.
This one's ours. It's Sunday morning, and I figured I'll show you a little bit of my routine on the morning weekends, what I do for breakfast. Because during the week, I always just have cereal. And then Saturday, Sunday morning, I usually do this. I have myself an egg. I add a little bit of oregano on it, whatever seasoning somebody likes. A little bit of parsley. I just like to put a little bit of herbs on there, a little bit of minced onions. Let that go for a little bit. Then flip this bad boy around. Then I got my ham here and I'm almost empty. They were canned jalapenos that my sister had given me. So put a couple of those on there, cheese, then I'll show you what I do with it at the end. Got my half a slice of cheese left over from yesterday morning, so I'll put that on top of the egg. There's the ham, and then whenever I'm making breakfast, Chloe always shows up because I got cheese. She loves the cheese. When Daddy's making breakfast, she knows she gets some cheese. And we haven't had bread in the house for quite often, for a long time. We every once in a while, depends what we have, we get some. But these I've used for years and years now. I use them for everything. They're spinach wraps. And then what I do every time I buy them, I take them out, I cut them in half. And I'll use these for, like I said, for everything. I'll put tuna on them from the tuna packets. I'll put this wrap on them. I'll put my I'll make a ham and cheese sandwich out of it. Now I can't open it with one. See if I can get this with one hand. How are we gonna figure this one out? With one hand. I just ripped it. That didn't work, or did I? Yep, ripped it. All right. Oh, and of course, the bee, spike the bee plate. So yeah, I cut these in half, and so they last twice as long. Because a full wrap is almost too much wrap. Oh, the ham's getting ready over here. Flip this around. Turn the heat up a little bit. Take the cheese. Half a slice of cheese from yesterday. Put that on half of it like that. And of course, now Chloe's gotta go potty, so I gotta take Chloe out real quick. Okay, back inside. This thing's ready to go. I'll cut the ham in half. Cut this egg in half. Put the half of the ham. It's trickier to do with one hand. Put half of that on there. This egg on there. Gotta get all those jalapenos on there. Get the other half of ham. Top it with the last piece of egg. Make sure we get all the jalapenos. There we go. And that's breakfast. Flip this thing over. I have to do it with two hands. And I got my breakfast wrap. Good to go.
What?
Well, another project came up. Not so fun project though. It's not what I was hoping for. I'll show you. So this morning I came out and there was water sitting here next to the road. Then I come up here and there was dirt blocking the water. So I was like, well, why is that? Well, then I came over here and my sprinkler head had blown off. But I think it just needs to be rethreaded on there. But I gotta move all that dirt away from the sprinkler head. Hopefully without getting any dirt in there, but I do have this piece here. So I think I can screw this on the inside there. If it's threads on the inside, I'm not sure if it is. It may just be threads on the outside. I think it's not threaded on the inside. Or is it? Yeah, I think it has threads on the inside, but this thing's not. Wrong size threads, I think. So I was gonna thread that in there. That way I can dig around it more so the dirt doesn't go inside there. But I have option number 2. I just brought a PVC pipe that I think it'll go over top of it. Like that. It just went over top of it, and I'll dig around. Dig the dirt, well, maybe out from around it. And yes, I never use gloves. I don't like gloves. The dirt's good for the body. And that's why I tell Jenna I don't never get, or knock on wood, don't get as sick nearly as often as she does. Because I played in the dirt all the time as a kid. And I think there's some truth behind that. Actually, I know there is, because there's I've read about that. So, but to each their own. Just trying not to get dirt in there. So I'll have to dig the dirt around from there, and then see if I can just screw the sprinkler head right back on top of it. All right, so that was it. It had just, over time, came off the threads, vibrated off the threads, dug out around it. So there's a little bit of dirt on the threads. So I went and got Jenna's toothbrush and cleaned the threads. I'm kidding. It's not Jenna's toothbrush. It's not Jenna's toothbrush. Or you have a toothbrush in the garage because you never know when you may need it. Toothbrushes are also good to use for like cleaning the car in small crevices and stuff. So just trying to clean the threads a little bit. So it seals off properly. I'll do that number. Take this guy back on there. I could probably put some tape on the threads, but we'll see if I can get this bad boy to start turning. Yeah, it's a little, the dirt on there a little bit doesn't. Silly mosquito in my ear now. So yeah, I'll screw that thing on there, and we should be back in business. So that project didn't take as long, and luckily nothing was broken. So we'll be good to go. Well, here's part of the stack of the Mickey ears now I got done, but I do want these to be multi-functional. And when I say that, I mean I want them to be able to be either hung up as a wreath or hung up on the wall. So what I did already is I pre-drilled all of these, drilled them so I can put these little eye hooks in there. So what I did, I've got one over here with it in there. Then I'll put a rope through there, and we'll hang it up. That's gonna be super cool. Well, now that I've got these eyelets on there, now on the back side, I'm gonna put these, so if somebody wants to, they can hang it on their wall. And then I'll add a little bumper down here. That way, whether they have it on their wall or on their door, it protects it a little bit. So I'll do that, because sometimes when I get, depending on what we have to hang, it ruins the wall, and I don't want this to ruin the wall. So I'll add a little piece down here to protect the wall. Well, now that I've got those eye hooks in there and the hanger plate on the back with a little bit of a soft sticky thing there to help it protect the wall, now I have to cut the rope to put in here, which I did that. This is a nice rope. I really like this, especially to go with this USA sign. But when you cut it, it really frays apart and everything else. I tried a few different things. Super glue doesn't work too bad, but I've got the hot glue gun. That doesn't work too bad either. But I burnt my finger a couple times. So then I went and grabbed me my grill glove. Put my grill glove on. That way I can put some glue in between there in the middle to begin with and squeeze this together to hold those 3 strands together and then put some glue around it. But now I gotta make sure this fits through there. Oh boy. We may have issues. All right. Yep, what I was afraid of. Too much glue. Or maybe I'll squeeze it together with 2 hands. We'll see. If not, I'll cut the end off and we'll try it again. So I like the hot glue gun idea. It works, but yes, before I do both ends, I gotta feed the one end through here because I could not get that hot glue end through the hole. So what I'll do is do that through there, and then hot glue around here to hold it together afterwards. But yeah, these will be made to both, either way you want to hang it. And if you don't want the eyelet on there, if you just want to permanently hang it on the wall, just cut the rope, unscrew the eyelets, and you're good to go. Or if you want to permanently hang it as a wreath, you can take the hanger thing off the back of it and not worry about it. I like that. I was using glove, pinch that together without burning myself as I did earlier. There we go. Squirrel glove's got more uses than just one, so I'm not too sure if this will work, but there we go. And this glove is rubber, so once it dries, the hot glue will just come right off of there. And that'll hold it together, so then I can tie the ends together. And I wasn't too sure what type of a knot to use, because I just didn't want to use a standard knot, because I thought it was going to come apart. So I didn't know much about knots, but I watched several YouTube videos, and I figured out what knot I'm going to use. That is still a little warm. So let's see if I remember how to tie that once that cools off. All right, that is now dry. Now let me see if I can remember how I did that knot. This. No idea what's the knot called, so I have no idea, but it works. And we've got one done. Check it out. I love it with that rope. Now about 14 more to go or something like that. No, 10, 9, something like that. The other thing, if you want, you can hang it and keep the rope on there, and you can do this. Give it a nice little heart. So I was giving this super glue a go again, and if you don't know this about super glue, but it gets real hot when you put it on contact. And last night I was working with it and I touched it, burned my fingers, and just now I was trying to super glue this end. Sucker started smoking, and right up in my eyeball, burnt the crap out of it. But it's better now. The smoke, like it didn't burn heat-wise, but it burnt like, it stung. Stung like crazy. So note to self, when using super glue, don't go right over it. Whew. Well, it is complete. I've got the knot figured out. It's tied, it's on there. I have a mess behind me because I was trying to figure out what shipping I'm gonna do with these. I had to run to the post office, the UPS, just to get some quotes and stuff. And come to find out, I will just, on Etsy, it does allow you to pay for your own shipping. So that's what I decided to do. It'll pay for your own shipping. That way it's a little bit of a discount, even on Etsy. It's a little bit of discount on shipping than if I were to ship it. So, but it came out amazing. And oh, the other thing you'll notice, because earlier in the video, I had mentioned we're gonna put paint red all the way around the edges. Well, we decided not to. Jen and I really liked the way this looked. It looked cleaner. It really stood out more. So we decided not to go with the red edge, and kept it white. We like it. Got 2 different sizes. And on the Etsy shop, as of now, it's live probably by the time this video goes up. I only had 7 of the big ones because I wanted to keep one for us. Mom and Dad wanted one. And so that only left 7 left over. And on the small ones, I only have 1 gonna go up because I gave 1 away as a gift. And kept 1 for Mom and Dad as well. They wanted a small one also, I believe it was. So that only left with 1 because I only had a couple, like 4 small ones, something like that. So I only have 1 to put up of the small ones on the Etsy shop. But the funniest thing is, I went up to the attic because I was gonna grab something to be able to ship these out with. And there's more Mickey heads up there. I apparently did not get all the Mickey heads down from the attic when I brought these down. I probably thought I had them all down and I just shut the door to the attic. So there's 7 more that I'll be working on in the coming weeks. So if you follow Ears by Jenna on Etsy, in the coming weeks, it may be a month, who knows. I will have more to be put up there because there are people already following the Etsy shop, and I'm guessing since I only have 7 there, they're probably not gonna last long. But if you want one, I have more. I actually found a few more up there. I was like, what the heck? Which actually worked out because it would have took me even longer to finish all of those as well. So I'm glad I just did like half of them, and I have like the other half, less than half of to go. So, we'll see. If they do really well, maybe I'll think about making some more. But the other thing is I got to find somebody to route the ears, the wood, and these are just some I had left over. The wood is some I had left over from quite some time ago. And I always wanted to do this with them. So finally now I did. But hope you enjoyed the video. One more tip, or one more sneak peek. I do have Mickey topiaries that I'll be making as well. I have the material for it. So after this project, it was the Mickey topiary project. And those will go on the Etsy shop also. It's some I've made in the past. You may not have seen it in another video. There it is in the bottom in the bottom left there on the floor. That's the one I have for us. But I'll be making some of those. And no idea when they'll go up. Follow my Instagram, DaleRTV. I'll keep you posted there. And enjoy TV1, maybe notifications. I don't know. Somewhere I'll post it. Or just be keep an eye on the Ears by Jenna Etsy shop. Because I think I only have 8 or 9 of those also. Because I want to do a test run of those and see how those go as well. See if they're a pain in the butt to make. See if it's worthwhile to make them. So it's a little test run on those also. So I'm not too sure if I will make more after that or not. Because maybe I'll have a job by the time this all gets done too. Who knows? Nobody knows. It's an adventure over here. It's an adventure. And that's the way we like it. It's all about the adventures. But please, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Check out the other videos that we have up of all the different adventures. Some of the other projects I've completed in the past, other places. And until next time, the adventure is out there. So let's go find it.